I have a little home studio and we record a song. And that was pretty much my first recording. We dropped it on MySpace and like 48 hours we had 100,000 plays.
Serious?
With people asking, where can we see that on stage?
Lyre Le Temps, also known as LLT, are one of the leading voices in the world of swing hop and electro swing. Since their early days on MySpace, they brought their infectious energy to stages across the globe, performing over 600 live shows and earning their place as one of the scene's most celebrated acts. In this episode, I catch up with lead vocalist and frontman Ludo to talk about the band's journey, their time in New Orleans that helped shape their upcoming album, and much more. So sit back and enjoy this episode of the Electro Swing Podcast featuring LLT's founder and frontman, Ludo. Welcome to the Electro Swing Podcast.
Thank you for having me in.
It's a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you very much. Just before we get started, for people out there who don't know how to pronounce the name, because when I first read it, I thought it was Lyre Le Temps, because that's how we pronounce it in English. So obviously that's not quite right. So can you just set the record straight for everyone exactly how to pronounce the name?
Lyre Le Temps. But I mean, people call this LLT, double LT. Some people Lyre Le Temps. I mean, that's not a big deal.
Okay.
You can say it the way you want.
So for anyone who isn't already familiar with your music, can you just give us a quick introduction, who the band is, and describe your sound in your own words, please?
The band is coming from France. We did our first single in 2008. Went big on MySpace. The single was called About the Trauma Drum. And at this time, it was more of a trip-hop, blending with hip-hop, blending with a little bit of soul music. And it turns out we put a lot of swing and jazz and soul and blues and Afro-American music in our song, and to make people dance. So we just came and crossed the road of the old Electro Swing community.
Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? No, not at all. You can control. You think I'm showy, but I'm not at all. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? In my world, swing is swag. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I'm wearing some bling bling made by Gucci, riding a 305 Ferrari. Cross me somewhere in the street, maybe I would just look at your feet without a $300 pair of shoes. Don't even think you're gonna talk to me, you a fool.
So the name is Lyre Le Temps, or LLT. What does it mean? What's the meaning behind the name?
Lyre is like lira. It's the first melodic instrument that was recorded, invented.
Oh, okay. Is it like almost like a little banjo type?
Little
instrument?
harp, kind of a harp, like a very, very old harp. And it's also a constellation. And Witho, it was the best word and meaning to melt and blend old stuff with modern and new stuff. And so that was the name of the band. And we chose that name because we had to put a name in MySpace, because that's how we created the name of the band. So it was Lyre, and the last name was Le Temps. That's what we did, because we were mixing into different era of music. That was like a long time ago.
Well, mate, as soon as you say MySpace, it instantly puts it into context of how long you guys have been around. Obviously, most people are going to be familiar with you because you're like the front man of the band, right? And you're the rapper. Who else is in the band? How many members are there, and what's the breakdown of what people do?
So nowadays we're 4 people in the band on stage. So there's Marco, who is my upright bass player and also bass player. I have Sam, which is an awesome and great drummer. And I have DJ Q, who is the scratch and the DJ of the band for now, more than 15 years too. Yeah, well, a long time.
Yeah. And then you're the rapper and the sort of like the lead vocalist, I guess, because you sing as well, right?
I'm the singer. I play a little piano. I'm the voice of the band, pretty much, and I'm composing a lot too. So I'm producing a lot of the Lyre Le Temps music. Yeah, a lot.
So let's talk about the kind of history of the band and how you guys got started. So you say you've been around since like 2008.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I worked at a McDonald's. And my manager there was a music producer, like on the side. And he asked me if I can sing. I said, yeah, I'm a singer. I sing gospel music. And say, okay, now you sing in the fridge at the restaurant.
Right.
And say, okay, when the shift's done, you come home, I have a little home studio, and we record a song. And that was pretty much my first recording with a producer. We dropped it on MySpace, and like 48 hours, we had 100,000 plays.
Serious?
with people asking, where can we see that on stage? I want to see that
Amazing.
on stage. So it was not really like a route I knew we were taking, but it just came by itself. So that was the very beginning of the band, like the first song.
And then what about the other members of the band? Like so you were working with this producer from McDonald's, your manager from McDonald's. How did that evolve into what LLT is now?
3 first years were very difficult to live because it was like 50 or 60 shows per year coming from guys. I was studying, working at McDonald's in the same time. I needed money. Gigs were not paid so good at the beginning because you're just starting. People wants to see if MySpace is real shit or if it's totally different. So the three first years were just like a jump into the music industry and the way it works and the fact that you have to be resilient and you have to work hard and it's not as funny as people think. Like, it's a real work. The producer, so Martha, he was the first producer at McDonald's. He stayed for 4 years, like 5 years. And we had another scratch DJ called Olivier, and he left the band after 2 years because he decided to make his school being the first objective of his life. And he is doing great now, so it was a great choice. But yeah, you have to confront this decision to really keep on going. It's the hard way.
So let's talk about your releases. So your first kind of official release, if you want to call it official, is the MySpace hit in 2008. What about your first album as a group? When did that come out?
2010. It was Lady Swing. So including those singles, it took us 2 years because we were touring so much. So we didn't have the time really to finish the album. We were not even planning on having an album ever. We released like 4 singles, we were on tour, and then people say, now we want to buy the album, where can I find the album? And we were like together looking at each other, so now we have to make songs. So that's what we did. So 2010, first Lady Swing album. We sold more of 30,000 copies of Lady Swing, physical CDs in 2010, which is a long time ago now.
Yeah. Because you guys aren't signed to a label, are you? You're independent, or are you?
We did sign to different kind of distribution, and we worked with Believe Recording for our second album, but that's the only one we worked with another company. The rest of the album and the first one, we made it independent.
So you sold 30,000 copies just independently?
Yep.
Like at shows and stuff like that, I'm guessing.
In shops.
In shops. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Different licensing in United States, in Japan, in France, in Italy, and
right.
And on tour, for sure.
Yeah.
Of course, for sure on tour.
Yeah. Now, I just want to talk about your upcoming album as well. So you've released 5 in total, is that right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got a sixth one coming out soon.
Yeah, next year,
okay.
2026. I decided for the first time to take a lot of time to produce, write, and compose my next album. I usually do an album in 6 months, then tour, then 6 months, then tour. This time, it took me more than 2 years to pick the right songs, to do the right stuff, to go in the right places to record it with the right people. I mean, when I say right, I mean good for me and my music. It was awesome having this time and this time lapse to create and go deeper in stuff. I just put it on the side the rest of my life. But it was really a stop, breakdown, no shows. I haven't toured for 2 years now, which never happened in my life before. Since I'm 17,
Yeah.
But I needed to break. I needed to say stop, and I was just focusing on the album and make the songs I have in my head with making no concession at all, ever, nowhere.
So how does this album differ to the previous ones, in your opinion?
I think those are my best songs. Songwriting, melodically, those are the best melody I wrote. Regarding to the people who are playing with me, I was in New Orleans and I recorded a lot of artists from New Orleans. So I spent 8 weeks in New Orleans in studio, getting people in the street, getting people in gigs, meeting artists from there and getting Afro-American side and authenticity I needed. And I wanted in my songs a lot more. And I couldn't find it in Europe and I couldn't find it in France. So I knew I had to go to New Orleans to get some. And man, it changed my life. I really fell in love with the city. There's music everywhere, like jazz standard, a lot of different standard with different kind of arrangements. But the city is living out of music. It smells music. It lives everywhere. And people are dancing and people are happy and people are together. I lived in Boston. I lived in New York. But New Orleans is very special. Like, it's culturally, for me, the gam of the whole United States culture, because that's one of the oldest things with people that now everybody know what jazz is. Everybody heard of Louis Armstrong. Not a lot of people can point on the map where New Orleans is. They don't even know that it's a city and not a whole state. That, New Orleans is in Louisiana. I think it's crazy because this is, the more cultural epicenter of music from now on. Everybody is using those techniques, those same instruments, those same vibes, groove, etc. And a lot of it is coming from this area in the world.
Yeah, and I think that's often the case, isn't it? That like the actual talent is not often recognized in the same way as the stuff that's kind of commercially popular. So a lot of the pop music that's making millions or billions of dollars now is reliant on these people. But there'll probably be some guy that no one's ever heard of who's like not got a lot of money, who maybe even might be like close to homeless or something, who like if you see him actually on a saxophone or something is like a god, but like he'll never be appreciated in his own time or life.
Yeah, and it's crazy because there's not only one of those guys over there.
It's
like everyone is telling me, I'm not really a drummer. Then you take the drummer, he's like, well, he's a drummer better than any drummer I saw today,
Yeah.
And the other one is say, I can play a little trombone and trumpet, but he's killing at both. I've heard Rex Gregory. Rex Gregory is a clarinet player. He came in the studio, man. He just slapped my face. I mean, I thought the record was already done. It was a clarinet record. This guy sounds awesome. I never felt that anywhere else than over there.
I'll be completely honest, before this interview, I thought you were just the rapper from Lyre Le Temps. And having spoken to you now, I can tell that you're much more than that. Not just a vocalist, you compose, you produce, wear all these different hats. So you're clearly a very creative guy. Can you tell us a little bit about the creative process for Lyre Le Temps, like when it comes to writing songs?
It changes for the last album. So if I tell you for the last album, it would be write a lot of songs, like 2 hours moments, days, like for 8 hours, 4 songs. Do that for about a month. Give you just the Sunday off, but stick on doing music. Then you stop, you don't listen to it. You do another album, another artist, something else. You come back to it like 10 days and you pick only the songs you remember after listening all of them. Then it drops down to maybe 10, 20 songs. And then you work on the songs and you do the same. You live them for 10 days and when I say song, that means I'm behind my computer with a piano and a microphone and I have lyrics, tempo, melody, and harmony. That's a song for me. The rest is arrangement and mixing and producing. Sometimes out of 200 songs, you can get 9 good songs. And those are the songs you want to promote and work on and record and have a vision about the artistic direction of the songs, whether you need a chord, a brass section, or whether you need a violin and string section. This is the question I ask myself after the song is done. First of all, the song.
So you have all these like sketches of ideas for songs. You might have like 200 of these ideas. You whittle it down to maybe like 9 or 10 or something.
Yeah.
And is this like, do you sort of do all of this yourself before you introduce the other guys from the group? So you'll kind of get these ideas down and then bring in the other guys to do their parts?
When I'm in session like this, I feel the first filter must be me. I have to call them on something. I feel the song good. I'm the singer. And that's what I don't say I'm doing all this stuff. For the audience, I'm the singer and I'm good with that. I mean, they don't need to know all the things we're doing in behind. The most important thing is me singing the song with the band. But I add them after my first selection. And usually it's happening that they pick and they filter the second times. I mean, no, not that one, we don't know that one, I don't know that one. So we divided by 2. The rest of it is songs we all agree to work on. So we put bass, we put drums, we put synth, we put scratches, we put samples, it depends. But yeah, it's almost every time starting with a song.
Interesting, man. Who would you say are your biggest kind of inspirations musically?
Like the biggest one that shocked me in this past 10 years is Bruno Mars. I mean, this guy did a lot of melting music, and for me, it can be electro swing in a way, even if it's a lot more funk, but a lot of spices are the same in his recipe than the song I love. Wolfgang Lord, he came with the great ideas of remixing stuff. I think he really get his trend, his identity. So sometimes I want my stuff not to sound like him because it's him. You see what I mean? I love Tom Island Works too from the
Tom
Electric Swing
Highland. Yeah,
Circus.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, he's doing great stuff. My man is Proletaire. Proletaire. Yeah, it's my man. Yeah, I like what it does. I like the fact that he's keeping like the boom bap side of hip hop and like the placement of the snare. He's a great beat maker. I did some stuff with him.
I was going to say, yeah. Do you know him?
Yeah,
Because it feels like there's a uniquely French line
yeah,
of swing slash jazz hip hop. So you've got you guys, you've got Proletaire, you've got Smokey Joe and the Kid.
true. Yeah, true, true.
Why is that? Why is there so much good swing hop coming out of France?
French people listen to a lot of rap music, and French rap is very popular in France. We have a lot of good rap producer, and if we want to come and make listen to our music to people that listen only rap music, having those kind of beats is a connection. So maybe French people are more used to listen to this kind of hip hop. But mostly those people are those listeners we have like in common with proletariats coming from America. But it's still, 80s and 90s hip hop, like
Boom bap, yeah.
from the, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Not all of it, but that's the roots.
So let's move on to the electro swing section. Specifically as a genre, how did you discover electro swing?
When people told us we were the new Caravan Palace 15 years ago, and we were touring in festival, they play on the Sunday, we play on the Saturday and stuff. And people saw a connection between us, and that's people took us from the no place gender community we were to you are not doing electro swing. People told me I was doing electro swing. I didn't choose
before you knew what it was.
I
Right.
didn't know what it was. Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on the current state of the electro swing scene?
I'm really happy guys like you are making stuff like that, like the video and the interview and the fact that you are documenting a lot of different electro swing producer, part of the community. A lot of people said electro swing is dead since the first day it released. Like for real, it's something like I can meet people every day telling me electro swing is not even a genre, and I can meet in the same day someone else and say I've never heard about electro swing. It sounds so cool, like in the same day. So I think it's great to document it, to see that there are a lot of different people making a lot of different kind of music, and we have to help each other. We have to, not helping. I wouldn't be comfortable with a community that is only us, like very purist of hip hop or purist of jazz. That can't be the community around electro swing because it's too much of the blending and the mixing in the genre to be like real purists. So I think we have to listen to each other and find the way to make it live for another 20 years. And it needs to have a community and people like you to say it exists and those people are doing this. Because even if it's only 1 million people every month that listen to electro swing, that's enough to release a song every month in the whole world. And that makes electro swing precious, and it's not dead. See, we are here. The both of us are here talking about what am I doing next and what you're doing next year.
What do you think we can do as a community to engage a younger audience, the next generation out there now who don't even know what electro swing is?
We have to understand that young people go with the fashion much more than the general listeners. When they've 10 to 20, they go with the fashion. So you have to other kid needs to listen to your music. You can do kid content, but once every 10 years or 15 years, young people are coming back to electro swing and jazz music. So sometimes overdo and overtry to get young people, and driving what you do to get young people won't be necessarily the best way. Do your music, and if it meets this new generation of people that are 15 or 16, we need to understand they have another way to consume music than we had when we were 15. But that's not something we can manipulate that. I don't believe we can. I don't believe.
Fair enough. That's a good answer. And I think you're right as well that with young people, anything that hints of like an old person is trying to make me do something, they're just like allergic to anyway, aren't they? It just instantly makes it uncool.
I'm still like this today. You see, I'm really 8. So I know I'm 8 in my mind.
So let's move on to the quick fire round. So these are questions just to answer as spontaneously and quickly as possible. So what is one thing, either commercially or creatively, in your career that you are most proud of?
Another Part of the World, the song I released with the music video all painted.
Okay. And what is one of the biggest challenges that you faced, would you say?
This next album that is coming, I swear to God, is not promotion or try teasing it, but it was the more difficult choices I made in my life.
Yeah, why?
Because first time I just took a plane, I went alone in a city I don't know anybody in and tried to connect the musician in the street with only a vision. And now this vision is getting into life. That was, the more challenging experience of my artist career.
This is my favorite question. If you could go back in time to any point in your life and give your younger self a piece of advice about your music career, what would it be?
Don't listen to other people. Don't listen to them. Only use 100% sure what they're saying is no ego because they think you can make it or because they think you're not good enough. Only listen to real reason. Nobody can stop you.
So if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ray Charles.
Yeah,
David, Ray Charles. And James Brown. If I can have both in the same time, man, I would just sit down and wait for life to happen, magic to happen,
What would that collab actually look and sound like, do you think? Would you want to do like a hip-hop remix of Hit the Road with you rapping on it, or would it be a brand new song? Any ideas?
I come in the studio and I have 2 people helping me writing and produce the song and exchanging ideas with them, giving the freedom of the 3 of us to make a song together. That would be the trick. So I won't come with a plan. I will come with the song. Oh yeah, no plan, just a song.
What's something that fans of you and your music might be surprised to learn about you outside of music?
This is something I didn't say a lot. I have a very balanced family life for more than 20 years. This is something I'm really proud of, and I don't want to talk about this on any media, but my balance comes from my family and my day-to-day people that are around me. And this is why I don't want to talk, because they're so precious. I want to hide them from...
Like protect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important to have a long career. When you go home, you're not alone and you can share your doubts and your fears with someone. That's something, that saved my life a couple times being an artist. My life is fucked up. I'm moving, I'm working 20 hours a day. I'm moving everywhere in the world. I'm doing a lot of stuff. When I dream about something, I do it. Like, I'm this kind of person that when I have an idea, I can just forget about it. I need to do it. Having the time to release that pressure and having someone that you can lean on 100% without doubting. But I'm talking about my own family, but my father, my uncle, my surrounding, my friends, my strong friends, my best friends. I need them to be quiet. I need them to be rocks so I can rely on them and I can do much bigger things.
Thank you for that. Just to wrap things up, is there anything coming up that you want to talk about or shout about or promote that you can tell people about in this section?
Next single, 21st of November. A great song. I wish you guys will love it. And another single, and maybe another single, but the next album is coming for April 2026. And I think it's the best thing I did in my life so far.
Amazing. Well, we can't wait to hear it, and especially all the New Orleans influences and experiences that you had there, man.
You'll see every little inches of that in the documentary we will release the week before the single. That is about my whole journey in New Orleans. So you'll be able to come with me and see what I live.
All right. Well, thank you, Ludo. It's been a real genuine pleasure to chat to you, man.
You're welcome. Anytime. Next time you come in France, you'll call me.
100%. So that was the latest episode of the Electro Swing Podcast, brought to you by Electro Swing Thing and hosted by me, Offbeat. If you want to find out more about our guest, links to their music and socials can be found in the description. And if you want to follow us, please do so at Electro Swing Podcast on all major platforms. And if you want to get a heads up about upcoming guests and a chance to ask your questions, then sign up at electroswingpodcast.com. I'll be back in another couple of weeks with my next guest, and thank you very much for tuning in.